amens. Embracing the nights. Why did I select this as a topic? When I think back to the time I was about 13 in junior high school, I used to sneak down at nights, on Saturday night, at 11:30 and turn on Saturday Night Live. I wasn't supposed to be watching this, but with the adult themes, the fact that I was going against what my parents wanted me to do, and the fact that I could go to school on the following Monday and talk about it, made me feel like I was doing something wrong, which made me feel pretty good. That's the origins. I want to give you 3 examples of times when I've been embracing the nights and tell you why they were important. The first one is called Disneyland Grad Night, which actually does not occur on graduation night from high school. It occurs several weeks before. But what it is high school seniors from all over California, and some from I think Arizona and Nevada, but primarily California, go down to Disneyland. How does it work? Well, you don't go to Disneyland during the day. You drive down in the day. We left about 1 in the afternoon. I live in Salinas. We got down there around 9 p.m. to LA. On the way down, we had to change into a suit, or not a suit, but a jacket and a tie for the guys, and casual business for the girls, or even more formal. Because the people at Disneyland, I guess, realized that if you have a bunch of kids dressed up, they're not going to cause any trouble. They're going to be more well-behaved. Pretty smart. I didn't really understand it at the time, but it makes sense. So you get down there about 9, and the chaperones say, go wherever you want, just be back by 5 a.m. at the bus for the drive home. Well, Disneyland is pretty exciting in the daytime, but at night, with thousands of other high school seniors from around the state, everyone dressed up, all this sensory overload, it was even more amazing. I've been to Disneyland several times, I've been to Tokyo Disneyland several times, but none of them compare to this magical night at Disneyland when you're with your friends, you're a few weeks away from graduation, you're looking forward to college, for many of us. So the sensation was you're excited, and you're exhausted, and you're energized. No parental supervision is a big part of it, which was actually maybe the best part of it. And when you're with your friends all night, the night can be really awesome. So this stands out as it was a one-day, it was actually just a 24-hour journey down and back. But even though it was so long ago, it's a very positive memory in which I embraced the night. The second was a little more pointless. I was in college at the time in Texas, and I had a friend, a good friend of mine from Colorado. So with my roommate and my friend from Colorado, we said, why don't we just drive out to Colorado for the weekend? We'll leave on a Friday and we'll get back on Sunday. Well, why not? We could just stay at his house and just have some fun. Okay, well, I had a part-time job that made me work until about 9 in the evening. I just couldn't get out of it. So I said, we can still do this if you guys want, but we have to go at night. So are you guys up for leaving about 11 o'clock at night, driving 700 miles to Colorado? And we were. We left at about 11 at night. Totally pointless trip. We went out to Colorado. We stayed at my friend's house. We went to a college football game. That was maybe the quote-unquote reason, the rationale for the trip. And then the next day on Sunday, around noon, we left and drove another 700 miles back. So we were there about a full day, is about it. Again, when you're with your friends, things can have enduring value. This is my big road trip from college, my big college experience on the road. It didn't make a whole lot of sense, but the fact that it didn't make sense is what gives it its meaning, in this case. So things can have an enduring value even if they don't seem like they would at the time. So those 2 examples are a bit of adrenaline. The last example is the opposite. Japan's Mount Fuji is a symbol of the country. It's a perfectly shaped mountain from a distance, and a lot of people like to climb it, and you can only climb it in the summertime because it's too cold otherwise. So when I was back living in Japan, the first time I said, I'm going to climb Mount Fuji someday. But someday never came. So when I was back, I said, I'm going to do it this time for sure. How it works is we had to drive out on a bus a couple hundred miles just to get there. We got there in the late afternoon, and you climb about 3 hours in the late afternoon, and then about 8 or 9 at night, you take a nap. And you say, why would you do that? Why would you just start in the in the morning and climb and be done with it. Well, there's something about climbing Mount Fuji the Japanese really like, and that is they like to see the sunrise. So how do you do that? Well, you have to go backwards. If you're going to get up there by sunrise, about 5 a.m., you take a nap about 9 at night. They wake you up about midnight. So a 3-hour nap isn't really a whole lot when you've got a whole mountain to go, but that's what it was. And you climb from about midnight and you arrive at 5 a.m. at the top, and sure enough the sun is coming up soon thereafter. Whereas it was really warm and humid down below, you're wearing your winter clothes by the time you get up. It's not really a mountain climb, it's a hike, it's an uphill hike. It's very peaceful. I didn't go with anyone because I couldn't find anyone who wanted to do it with me, so I just went by myself. So there was no one I could talk to anyway, even if I was with someone. But it's a very peaceful experience. You're climbing a very sacred symbol of Japan, and getting to the top and seeing the sunrise in the land of the rising sun, Japan, is what made it important. So in each of these 3 examples, there was a purpose, even if it wasn't maybe a good purpose, and the destination gave form to the journey. So the journey is what really counted in each case. They're enduring because they were done at night. If I had climbed Mount Fuji in the daytime, I would have said, okay, I climbed it. But doing it at night just adds this other dimension to it that gives it more meaning, in my opinion. So, one thing I would recommend is, for no reason at all, stay up really late sometime. Maybe not all night, but just really late and see what you find yourself wanting to do. I find that there's a lot that can be done at night besides just sleeping that would be more exciting and memorable for you. So that's my call to you. Stay up late, stay up all night if you like, and embrace the night. Thank you.
Don't give me any. I will never stop. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. So the objectives of Peter's number 4, how to say it speech, include selecting pertinent words, using concise sentence structure, and using correct grammar to communicate his ideas clearly, accurately, and vividly. Peter said no to jargon and unnecessary words, while successfully getting me engaged. So, the title had me curious from the get-go, and I really appreciated your use of the triads. The ease and flow of your speech made it very easy to follow. And also, your choice to tell the 3 stories in chronological order, I thought made it very easy to follow. I particularly liked your assessment of your pointless trip to Colorado, the fact that it didn't make any sense and yet it gave meaning. It tied into your appreciation of being with your friends, and which gives your life meaning, which I found very sweet. Let's see. Ding. I think the speech's purpose might have been a little clearer. You have a scrumptious command of the English language, so perhaps maybe you could have used a few more vivid words. I particularly like that you helped remind us of being awake at night and that it adds another dimension to our lives. It made me think of how this topic aligns well with how you've chosen to live a simplified life, which helps others to see the value of quieting down, so we have a chance to listen and to see what's really going on around us. So thank you for your attention to detail and a fine example of what a succinct speech looks like and feels like, and I look forward to listening and learning from your next speeches. Thank you.